Top Senate Democrat Harry Reid claimed the sequester has already cost more than 1.5 million jobs. The new math brings the total down a bit to just one. This is Special Report. Good evening, I'm Brett Baer. Washington, D.C. is taking the concept of fuzzy math to a new level tonight. Despite apocalyptic warnings over the mandated across-the-board government spending cuts known as sequestration, it turns out the real damage was mostly to the truth. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen tells us about the amazing contradiction between rhetoric and reality.
They will add hundreds of thousands of Americans to the unemployment rolls. This is not an abstraction. People will lose their jobs.
They have projected 750,000 people will lose their jobs if the sequester takes effect.
We have learned that the sequestration already has cut 1.6 million jobs.
From leading Democrats came a virtual avalanche of dire predictions about what would happen if the forced budget cuts known as sequestration went into effect. Well, they did go into effect, but those predictions seem today to many wildly off base.
There certainly is a disconnect between the predictions of doom and the actual reality. There were almost no job cuts in the public sector, and in the private sector, the job numbers are showing very substantial growth in jobs.
Indeed, a new report by the Government Accountability Office issued last month found 23 executive branch agencies largely inoculated themselves from sequestration by moving money around, furloughing workers, and delaying hiring to the point where, as the GAO report shows, only one agency cut staff to cope with sequestration last fiscal year, and that was by precisely one employee.
So it's not a surprise to me that the GAO has now gone back, looked at that, and come to an entirely different conclusion than that which was being presented to the American public from the administration.
And the private sector? Well, listen to the White House touting the April jobs numbers last week when little could be heard about the dire effects of sequestration.
Our businesses have now created 9.2 million new jobs over 50 consecutive months of job growth.
What I'd place weight on is the trend, and we've added 2.4 million private sector jobs in the last year. That's a pace of 200,000 a month.
Given that even House Speaker John Boehner, the Ohio Republican, was predicting that sequestration could cost thousands of jobs, perhaps it's no surprise that the latest Harvard Institute of Politics survey released last month found the Composite Trust Index, which measures how millennials aged 18 to 29 regard major institutions, from the president and Congress and the executive branch agencies to the Supreme Court, the military, and the UN, has sunk to just 31%, a 5-year low.
It breeds cynicism among the general public because they have difficulty reconciling the rhetoric of politicians with the reality surrounding the economy.
Asked about the GAO report today, a White House spokesman cited instead a Congressional Budget Office report from last year that said 800,000 additional jobs would have been created, Brett, had the sequester been avoided.
Okay, James, thank you. More on this with the panel. So was the sequester a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know on Facebook, facebook.com/BrettBaerSR, or on Twitter @BrettBaer. Use the hashtag Special Report. The head of the Veterans Affairs Department says he is not quitting in the wake of reports that dozens of vets died, apparently waiting for treatment in Phoenix, Arizona. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin tonight with some very tough questioning about what went wrong.
Refusing to resign, the beleaguered Department of Veterans Affairs Secretary Eric Shinseki spoke publicly today for the first time about the unacceptable wait times and mismanagement at a VA facility in Phoenix, Arizona that allegedly led to at least 40 veteran deaths.
All of this makes me angry. I mean, whenever we have allegations like this, even until they're founded, I didn't come here to watch things happen this way. I came here to make things better.
Shinseki, who was appointed by President Obama in 2009 and oversees the second largest budget in the federal government, ordered a nationwide face-to-face audit of VA facilities in the wake of several brewing scandals at VA hospitals where phony wait lists were created and records ordered destroyed by Veterans Affairs officials. Republican lawmakers and the American Legion have called for Shinseki to resign. Today, the House Veterans Affairs Committee exasperated that its questions continue continue to go unanswered, issued a subpoena for all emails pertaining to the Phoenix scandal.
The last few weeks have been a model of VA stonewalling, which precipitated the need for this subpoena.
Secretary Shinseki took 8 days to respond to the committee's request in early April for him to order evidence preserved regarding the Phoenix scandal, eliciting bipartisan outrage.
We have over the past years asked the VA for information that has not been forthcoming. Frustration remains high among committee members.
But some top Republicans have stopped short of demanding Shinseki resign.
I'm not ready to join the chorus of people calling for him to step down. The problems at the VA are systemic, and I don't believe that just changing someone at the top is going to actually get to the solutions that many of us are looking for.
Senator Marco Rubio, who serves on the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee, has introduced a bill giving Shinseki greater authority to fire people.
You have to be able to fire people that are not doing their jobs. You can't do that for mid-level and upper-level managers in the VA.
The White House says the president still has confidence in Secretary Shinseki, who is slated to appear next Thursday before a Senate hearing to address the scandals that apparently led to dozens of preventable veteran deaths. Brett?
Jennifer Griffin live at the Pentagon. Jennifer, thank you. The head of the House Ways and Means Committee says the IRS has finally agreed to turn over all emails regarding Lois Lerner. The former IRS bureaucrat is at the center of the investigation into the targeting of conservative groups for extra scrutiny. Yesterday, the House voted to hold Lerner in contempt for refusing to answer questions about the matter. The U.S. military is taking part in the effort to find about 300 Nigerian girls kidnapped by Islamic terrorists. And we're learning tonight that then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's State Department refused to put that group responsible on a list of known terror organizations. Here is senior White House Foreign Affairs correspondent Wendell Goler with details.
As Nigerians demanded their government do more to rescue more than 300 girls kidnapped nearly a month ago, a team of Americans headed to the region to help.
Our interagency team is hitting the ground in Nigeria now, and they are going to be working in concert with President Goodluck Jonathan's government.
Secretary Kerry's aide said more help is on the way. First Lady Michelle Obama added her support with a picture tweeted from her personal account. Former First Lady Hillary Clinton criticized Nigeria's leaders.
The government of Nigeria needs to get serious about protecting all of its citizens, ensuring that every child has the right and opportunity to go to school in security and safety.
But when she was Secretary of State, Mrs. Clinton declined to designate Boko Haram, the group that claims the kidnappings, a terrorist.